Welcome to the FitBucks channel. If you're watching on YouTube, welcome to the podcast. If you're watching there as well, I'm your host, Joseph Ranke, CFA charter holder. Been a wealth management now for, like 15, 20 years. Been a long time. Founder of FitBucks as well. So if you're new to this channel, welcome. We have an exciting episode today. I get to talk about a trick that travelers can use. So if you're in travel healthcare, for example, like travel nurse, travel PT, travel OT, all that type of stuff, or you're thinking about it, this is going to definitely help you. Specifically, like if you had worked previously and then you're going into travel, or maybe you traveled and you got some retirement accounts and you decide, hey, I'm only going to work like 3 to 6 months this year and then travel like around the world the rest of the time. Like this podcast is going to be specifically for you. So I'm looking forward to it. In the meantime, before we jump into the episode, if you're new to the channel and you're watching on YouTube, be sure to subscribe to the channel. You'll get notified when new episodes come out. It also helps us grow the channel, so thank you very much in advance. If you're listening on the podcast, same thing. It helps you, it helps us. Be sure to subscribe and dive into it. Again, if you are new to FitBucks and you want help with anything that we're talking about today, typical financial planners cost like $3,000 to $5,000 just to talk to them and sign up for them. It's a waste of money. We develop technology with an AI that helps us build financial plans and stuff through our technology, but you also get financial experts, access to experts anytime you want to. It's as little as $189 a year. So if you need help with any of this stuff, be sure to sign up, fitbucks.com. With that being said, shameless plug is over. Let's jump right into the episode. All right. This actually comes from a story of an individual. Name was Kyle. Traveler came to us. I actually met him at TravCon, which is a travel conference out in Vegas, and we were talking, at one of the parties there. And his situation highlights how you can take advantage of some different loopholes and stuff in the IRS tax laws and everything. And I'm going to go through his situation, and I'll go through another situation after his as well. But his situation was this. He had worked after graduation as a physical therapist for about 5 years. And he had about 50,000-ish in his 401k. Now, he did the right thing when he left that employment to go into travel healthcare. He rolled over his 401k to a traditional IRA. So that's exactly what you're supposed to do, okay? Because traditional IRAs in general are cheaper than 401ks, and they are able to put investments into basically whatever you want to, okay? So IRAs are a lot more flexible, and he did the right thing on that, okay? Now, this is where the fun loopholes start coming in. With Kyle, he had planned on being a traveler for about 3 to 5 years, and then eventually would go back into being a full-time PT. Okay, so he's got this 3 to 5 year window where you can take advantage of this loophole. And here's the loophole, okay? When you travel, you might make like $95,000 a year as like a PT, for example. That's typically what we see physical therapists make, okay? About 90 to 95,000. Let's call it 90, okay? And what ends up happening, though, is that about 40 to 45,000 of that is considered stipend, and the other 40 to 45,000 dollars of that is considered income. And so what ends up happening is that your actual taxable income is lower than it will ever be, especially when you go back to working full time with an employer. And so what happens is that your income tax bracket is really, really low. And so in Kyle's case, he's got $40,000 or $50,000 sitting in a taxable IRA that if he needs to take the money out now, he's going to pay taxes on it plus a penalty. And if he waits till he's retired, he's still going to have to pay taxes on it. So because he's in a low tax bracket, he could turn around and take like 10 to 15,000 of that per year and roll it and convert it, doing a Roth conversion into a Roth IRA. And so he can do 10,000 this year, 10,000 the next year, 10,000 the next year, and pay little to no taxes on that money now. And then it can grow tax free and he can take it out at retirement all tax-free and never have to pay taxes on it. Not only that, but if he needs access to the money earlier than that, he could take out that $40,000 without having to pay taxes or penalties on it because it's now in a Roth IRA. It's considered contribution. If you take stuff out early out of a Roth IRA, the only time you pay penalty on it is if you take the gains out. So he could leave the gains in the account and take out the $40,000 that he converted anytime that he wants to and have access to that money. So now he has access to the money and he's got tax-free money if he leaves it there for the rest of his life instead of having to pay taxes on it or penalized if he takes it out early. So again, just to summarize this scenario, he had worked and then gone into travel, and because he's at a low income bracket, he could take advantage of a Roth conversion. And so that was, why he ended up signing up for FitBucks, because we helped him go through that whole process. Again, if you guys, we don't just help you set up the financial plan. We actually have partners and stuff that we work with to help you actually implement the plan, so it's very easy for you. Okay, so we helped him do all that with that conversion. So that's one scenario that you could take advantage of, these things called Roth conversions. Now here's another scenario that I came across. Her name was Elizabeth. Again, I met her at the same TravCon, and she came up to me, and she's with her spouse, and they were like, well, we only plan on working like 3 to 6 months this year, and we might not even work this year. We might just go take the year off and travel, or we might just take 6 to 9 months off and just travel the world and just not work this year. And in their case, they had traditional pre-tax types of retirement accounts, 401ks, and traditional IRAs. And that's a perfect opportunity to convert them as well, because they're not going to be really having any taxable income this year. And so they turned around and they were going to convert about $20,000 to $40,000 because they were in such a low income tax bracket that year that they were able to take advantage of it and convert it. Okay, so that's one big tool that you guys can use if you guys are in travel. And those are two scenarios that we oftentimes see. If you happen to be a traveler and you're listening to this, especially on YouTube, and you might be in one of these situations, leave it down in the comments section. We'll let you know, maybe even do another podcast about that. That's how we come up with some of these podcast ideas, is the questions people ask in the comment section. I will warn you, by the way, that if you put some stuff in the comment section and it's too personal, by law, because of compliance, we can't answer that. Like, you have to become a FitBucks member because we have financial compliance that we have to deal with, right? So we can't answer stuff on the internet. It's like HIPAA laws, right? So same type of thing. All right. But if you're a traveler, take a look at those situations and see if you can take advantage of converting that money into tax-free types of money. In the meantime, if you guys need help, become a FitBucks member. Short podcast today, short episode on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe if you already haven't. I'll be talking to you guys soon.